be 12 regardless. I'm finishing my Pop-Tart. Wow, it's been so long. Happy to continue supporting one of my favorite streamers. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Hoping 2022 is filled with Picrosses. Finally started learning them this week with Murder by Numbers and it's been really fun. Hope this year is full of good times. Yummy soups. Hope her new year is epic awesome Holly. 3. Holly.
Happy New One!
Wishing all some cool numbers and shapes in this Picross. like Picross. It doesn't have words in it. Smile.
I have some bad news for you. I made you a New Year's, but I hated it. Oh.
Happy January, everyone.
Hey, I'm looking at the automatic tags
that Twitch, like, automatically has for a game that you can't, like, turn off because they're hard-coded to the specific game that you're playing. Why is one of the tags for Picross educational game? Why is that one of the mandatory tags for Picross is educational game? What? Huh? What? What do you mean? What is educational about it? Hi, everyone! That's a fucking way to start the stream, I suppose. How's everyone doing today? Thank you, Astro Bowie, for the tip.
Congratulations, Holly, you've streamed every day this year so far.
Woo!
Impressive. Oh yeah.
Yahoo!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's an awesome record that I'm definitely not going to keep up, because I already know for a fact I'm not streaming on Tuesday. I hope you're all doing well. I hope the day's been good to you so far. It is Saturday, January 1st, 2022. And y'all, I have had a morning. Not necessarily all of that bad of a morning, not like horrendous or anything like that, but my god, it has been a morning. I'll get into that later, I suppose.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, Frostios, for the 19-month resub. Happy new one. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping on by. So I suppose I can get into that after I do the normal intro stuff, but, we're gonna be doing some Picross today. I'm gonna do some puzzles. I'm gonna do the first puzzle of the year. I almost did some this morning, just like in my off time while I was eating a breakfast, but I was like, no, then it's not the first one of the year. Then I'm a liar. I should wait. So, I've waited. And now we're gonna figure it out together. And then we're gonna do some other ones. Mark! Thank you for the 19 months!
Happy New Year to you, my friend Holly.
My friend! Thank you very much, dude. I hope you're doing well. Man, shoutouts to Mar, though. Mar's great. We gotta hang out more often. What was I saying before I was thinking about my friends? I don't fucking remember. The year is certainly off to a start. Do I like Sudoku, or am I just a Picross fan? I do like Sudoku. I'm nowhere near as good at Sudoku as I am good at, Picross, but I do like it. Oh shit, speaking of friends, hey Puzz! Hope you're having yourself a good day so far. And thank you Nomad Noah for that 3-month resub. You'll love to see it.
Sunglasses emoji.
Hell yeah. Hope you're doing well, Noah. This is, I guess, where I do the perfectly timed segue into my intro stuff, because I don't remember what the hell else I was talking about. Hi! If you like what we do here, and you want to support what we do here, such as me forgetting my own intro, and, playing Picross, among other things, there are multiple ways you can support the stream, as we have just seen. You can always subscribe. Reoccurring monthly fee gets you some fun little emotes you can use here and across Twitch. And if you link your Discord and Twitch accounts and join my server, you can use those on Discord as well. You can give out gift subs so that other folks in the community get to enjoy that. You can give bits. That is just some extra money that gets tossed into my monthly Twitch payout. Or you can tip directly through Streamlabs and PayPal. That's money that goes to my wallet right away, and I tend to get the bigger cut of that. Any and all financial support, very greatly appreciated. This is my main source of income. Streaming is like the sort of like the bulk of my job as it is at the moment. And so, you know, if you like what you see here, you got some extra money, you want to toss that my way as a thank you for the entertainment that I've brought you. There is a really pretty bird outside.
Water.
Thank you, Sand, for the sand. It's got, like... Sorry, I'm totally bungling my own, like, sales pitch here, but, like... It's, like, a really small little sparrow, and it's got this, like, beautiful, white plumage, like, on its belly and tail. Oh, man, that's beautiful.
Oops, I dropped $20, oh no.
Thank you, Puzz, for the $20. I appreciate that. What kind of bird is that? I have to look that up later. Oh, it's cute. There's 2 of them! Y'all, there's 2! And now there's a big bird as well. Oh, man.
Happy New Year, Holly.
Oh, maybe this is a good fucking year after all. This is, by all accounts, the best day of the year. So far.
This is getting out of hand! Now there's 2 of them!
Thank you very much, GamerGer8, for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Anyways, what was I saying? Thank you, Seymour the Llama, for the tip.
Drop everything, take picture of bird.
I was literally about to, like, fumble for my camera and try and take a picture, but A, I remembered the resolution would be kind of fuzzy from this far away. B, my windows are kind of foggy, and C, they just flew away. Goodbye, little birds. Thank you, BV728, for the 7-month resub.
Snappy boat bear.
Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Anyways, what the hell was I saying again? Find them? Okay, stream is on hold, everyone. I am going outside, I am going to chase after birds, I'm gonna run and climb and fly and play, and we're gonna bring them back, and it's gonna be awesome. So I'll see you all in a couple days. But yeah, you know, any and all financial support, very greatly appreciated. Never mandatory. Don't feel obligated to. You don't gotta ever give me your money to enjoy the streams or catch the VODs or be a part of the community or anything like that. But, you know, if you like what we do here, if anything I've ever worked on has brought you some amount of joy and, you know, made your life better in some small way, and you've got the means, you want to pay it forward a little bit, you know, throwing a tip or a sub or something like that is very much appreciated. The very generous support of viewers like you is basically why I'm able to, you know, keep on paying bills and eating food and saving up for necessities and also niceties that aren't necessary, but it's still nice to have. Thank you, Seen My Tuna. Seen Me Tuna? Something like that. But thank you very much for that sub, I really appreciate that. But, so yeah, very, very greatly appreciated. So, you know, if you're thinking about it, if you've done it in the past, if you're doing it right now, thank y'all very much, I appreciate that. Other ways you can support the stream, you know, you can always share tweets about it, you can take a clip and share that around, you can tell a friend, etc., 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 all that stuff, word of mouth, you know? It's real nice. It's helpful. It's good. And I think it's free. I hope it's free. Thank you, catnep.biz, for that brand new sub. I appreciate that. And thank you, Lucas the Dragon, for that brand new sub. That alert will come up in just a sec. Never mind, here's a tip from January.
Happy New Year's again. Loved your segment on Scorpy stream last night.
Oh, thank you. I'll talk a little bit about that once we get to the stream proper. Thank you, Lucas the Dragon. There we go, for the 15-month resub. I appreciate that.
Final Fantasy 15 months.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sappy post, but it's New Year's. Glad we met for real. One of the best things the last few years. Oh, thank you, Sign. You're a cherished friend, and I've loved every time we've got to hang out together. You're wonderful. Thank you, Missing Elderly, for the tip. I appreciate it. I suppose with all of that out of the way, I can finally actually start the stream. Thank you, Bumbaglungus.
It's beans and burgers. Oh, so many burgers.
I had no beans or burgers, but I had, pea soup. And full disclosure, that is a significant part of why stream was late today is because of pea soup. I have had a bit of a morning today. I slept in, and I, like, kind of went to bed a little late. And I was like, oh, well, I got up a little late. I wanted to try and get some more stuff done, you know, before I get started with, like, streaming stuff today. Here's our first Picross of the year. I wonder what it's gonna be. And so I wanted to go out for, like, a walk. And then I like looked at the weather forecast stuff, and it said, "Oh yeah, by the way, holy shit! Like this is unrelated. A huge fucking swarm of birds has just like flown up and perched on like a nearby power line. You'll love to see it." Anyways, I'm getting distracted way too much today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And so like there was like a smog warning in the area, and I was like, oh, I got breathing problems. Maybe I should be a little mindful of that. And so I waited a bit. Thank you, Edgar Ware, for the 19 months. I appreciate that. And then it didn't really clear up none, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna be fucking stir crazy. Unless I go for this walk, so I'm just gonna, you know, suck it up and do it anyways. And so I had to take it a little slow just because it was kind of yuck outside. And then I got home and it was like, okay, well, I'm here, walk was nice. It's time to do my stream. And then, I realized, wait, no, it's like close to 1 o'clock. I haven't eaten lunch yet. And so I threw a bit of pea soup on the hob and cooked that, and it was delicious. And that's why I'm late to stream today. How much is this Picross on Switch? The Picross S games all range from like... They're not expensive. I think they're like maybe $5 to $8 or something like that. I don't know the exact price, and I don't know, like, you know, if you're on Canadian dollar or American dollars or any other currencies, the price is going to differ, but like, they're not super pricey. You think they're on sale right now? Oh shit, huh, there you go. Thank you, Dad Drago, for the 20-month resub.
New year, new scub.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Picross S7 North American release is in like a week? Holy shit, really? Huh, I didn't even know. I haven't been keeping up with when they're releasing. I'm literally only on 3 still. I'm literally only on 3. Going to play Picross instead of doing your grad school essays? Now, Puzz! You really should not do that, but, I want you to know I'm saying this knowing full well that I'm also going to procrastinate on my own work playing Picross, so... This is less a you know better and more a don't be like me. Oh shit, this line's all done. I can cross this out. No, not this one, this one. What else did I want to talk about today? Oh yeah, the New Year's stream last night over on Scorpy's stream. If you caught it, I hope you liked it. If you weren't able to watch it live, I think he said he was gonna upload it on, like, YouTube or some such. After Super Go Fish Deluxe for Super Players, I'm gonna watch Sonic Destruction Episode 2. So, funny story about Sonic Destruction Episode 2. I forgot that was premiering today. Completely fucking forgot. And so... I just saw a lot of people just being like, oh, hey, yeah, congrats on the, congrats, I loved watching it, and I was just kind of like, what? Watching what? Do you mean the New Year's thing from last night? And I completely forgot that it was premiering today. Thank you, Adelimo.
First resub of 2022.
Hell yeah. Thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate it. And so I suppose that's out now. I don't know what anyone thought of it because I didn't watch the premiere, but I guess the fact that people were coming and congratulating me and being like, hey, nice work, means that people liked it, which is good. It was a fucking blast, like, recording that. So I certainly liked it. I'd like to know if you have any opinions on the game Cookie Run from the hit game developers Dev Sisters. All I know is that it's apparently like a gacha game or something. I don't fuck with gacha games. So my opinion is that I'm never gonna play it. What are my opinions on the Pokemon Giratina? It's cool. It's like a weird... No, one of its forms is it's like a weird worm. And its other form is that it's like a weird dinosaur. And both of those are fucking awesome. And I think it's very funny that they just decided... They couldn't decide, well, what if it was a fucked up hellworm, or what if it was like an evil shadow dimension dinosaur, and so they just went, fuck it. Why can't it be both? That's the kind of energy I'm living for this year, frankly. Even though, you know, Giratina is not a new Pokemon from this year. But, you know, it's the thought what counts. But anyways, the New Year's show from last night, that was what I was originally talking about before I got sidetracked by like 10 other things. And I imagine I'm gonna get sidetracked again, but this is what I want to talk about first, so stop saying tantalizing things that make me want to switch subjects. Because I know it's gonna happen. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of cool stuff that I got to see. If you got to catch it live, I hope you liked it, and if you didn't have the chance to do that, it's supposed to be uploaded somewhere soonish, so you can always catch the VOD of that. The VOD's not up on Twitch, just because of, like, you know, worries about, like, music copyright stuff. I'm gonna ignore that very, very tantalizing messages about, precious and rare jewels. I simply don't see it, and I simply won't, grab it, into my Wario bag. I simply won't do it. But yeah, it was a really cool show. I really liked, like, fucking everything that everyone put on for it. Which I feel like makes my silly little thing a lot more funny, kind of like by comparison. Also, here's the first Picross of the year. It's Vacation Juice. Yippee! And, I don't say silly little thing as like in like a disparaging way or anything like that, but it was a silly little thing, by design, on purpose. So it's working as intended in that way. There we go. But the story behind that is kind of funny. It was just like... I've talked about how, you know, seasonal depression and regular depression and the like have been, like, kicking my ass for the past month. And so I was like, well, I still want to do something for like, Scorpy stream, but, like, it's very late. The show is in a couple days. I don't have time to put together anything substantial. So I would need to do, like, something quick that wouldn't take a lot of time to prepare, but that's still, like, you know, something that is funny to me, or, like, is cool to me, or something like that. And so I had a really good idea of, like, oh man, there's this really pretty park, near where I live, and it's got, like, woodlands and, like, grasslands and stuff, and there's, like, a ton of snow, there. And it's, like, a really cool place to, like, go and, like, walk around. What if I just did a video where I was acting like I was being hunted, through the woods, like a frantic woman on the run? And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. But what if the reason I was being hunted down was really fucking stupid? Like, really fucking stupid and arbitrary. And I was like, man, that's even better. And so I was like, oh, what's something goofy I can come up with then? And the idea came to me the other day when I was talking to, I'm trying to remember who it was. Who it was doesn't matter. That's not important. Thank you, Red Johanna, for the 14 months. I appreciate it. And there was, like, conversation about, like, tomatoes and peppers. And whoever I was talking with said something along the lines of, like, oh, tomatoes and peppers, those are just the same thing. And it was like, no, they're not. Those are different plants. Those are different. Those are pretty different. I think they have, like, similar sort of plant ancestry, if that's the right word for that. Are they both, like, types of nightshade? I think, like, they're from the same sort of family. I don't remember. I think they might be, but, like, that doesn't make them the same. And so I was like, oh, like, then I was just like, you're basically saying that tomatoes and potatoes are the same thing. And then they kind of realized, like, oh, huh, yeah, that's a bit silly, huh? And then I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh, that was, like, kind of a funny conversation that we had. What if... What if someone was being hunted down because they said something like that? That would be funny. And so that is the entire backstory behind why I wanted to do that. Because I like the idea of just, like, saying something completely inconsequential that's, like, not correct, and the response just being like, how dare you? What is the matter with you? I'm literally going to hunt you down and flay you alive, and you're gonna have to run for your life. And so I was like, alright, I'm gonna go do that and record that. The first problem, because I encountered multiple problems while trying to record this, the first problem was that on the first day I wanted to go recording, the park was closed. Like, wasn't open because there was, like, freezing rain, the other day. Finding someone else who eats tomatoes raw and whole? I mean, multiple people do that, don't they? What's wrong with that? People do that for other vegetables and fruits. People do that for, like, carrots. People do that for cucumbers. People do that for apples. It's... Why is that weird? I mean, I, like, usually slice it up so it's, like, easier to eat and, like, so I don't, like, squirt it everywhere. Unless it's, like, a little tomato, but, like, it's not... I don't think it's all that weird. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, first day I wanted to record, fucking park was closed. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not recording that today, I suppose. And then, the second day I wanted to record, I couldn't, because I was, like, helping out my folks around the house. And then I was helping out another friend with something. And then, by the time, like, all of that was done, I was like, oh, okay, it's really fucking dark out, and I'm exhausted. So it's not happening today. And then comes day 3, which is when I'm actually able to, like, go out and record. Thank you, Messily Moonlit, for the tip.
Hi Holly Smile, your streams really helped make my 2021 a happy year, and
Oh.
I just wanted to thank you for all the joy you've brought me, yippee yarko, etc.
That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. I appreciate that. Here we go. I can fill these in.
If potatoes and tomatoes are different, then why does everyone love my potato marinara so much?
Because it's good. Something can be good without the ingredients being the same thing. Chicken soup is not just chicken. There's other things in it that aren't chicken that makes it a good soup. You know? I'm going to completely ignore the joke of potato marinara and engage with you completely seriously. Thank you. Anyways, what the fuck was I saying? So yeah, I go down to the park, because I decided maybe it'd be funnier if I record this, like, later in the day. Because A, then it, like, will be dark out, and that's kind of funny, the idea of running around late at night, being hunted down for tomato ideas. And B, I figured, oh, there's probably going to be fewer people there, when I go to the park. And so I get to the park, and problems arise. Problem 1. Oh shit, I forgot. The sun starts setting very early, and it got really dark. Problem 2. Oh god, there are people here today, because there's, like, a big hill near, like, the area that I wanted to film in, where people go, like, sledding and stuff. They are totally gonna see me running around, in the distance, and falling into the snow like a madwoman. Oh god, the mortifying ordeal of being known. I sure hope someone doesn't call the cops on me. Number 3, was the realization of, oh, yeah, there's more snow here than I thought there was, and also the place I have to go to is, like, very much downhill, and then I gotta walk uphill afterwards, and, like, you know, that's a lot of, like, physical exertion, and your girl's got breathing problems. And I had also, like, bundled up, to look, like, extra, like, covered up, partly because, you know, I don't want people, like, seeing my full face. That's not a thing that I'm, like, comfortable sort of putting out there yet, as it was. And also, I just thought that would be funnier, to look like I was bundled up for, like, super sub-zero weather survival, because I was being hunted down for tomato crime. In actuality, it was, like, literally just about freezing, and so, like, I saw a bunch of comments like, oh no, Holly, you're not wearing gloves, you're gonna get cold and get hypothermia! I had my gloves off for, like, a couple of minutes, and it was barely cold. And so I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a little bit exhausting. I sure hope I can, like, get this done all in one take. And so arises the next problem. I had to do multiple takes. Because, I was like... thank you, Shattuck313!
Such an inclusive community you have here. I feel very welcome here. Less than 3.
I do try. I do try and make a space that's, you know, good for all sorts of folks to come and feel welcome here. So I'm glad that seems to be working out for the most part. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for the resub. I appreciate that. So yeah! This is a shed. And I was like, well, I sure hope I can do this in one take. I do my first take. I, didn't have, like, the front-facing, like, light on the phone camera. And so, like, you could barely see anything, and it sucked ass. And I was like, this won't do. So I gotta redo it. And so I do take 2, where I'm like, oh, what if I'm, like, you know, like, running down the hill and I, like, trip and fall and, like, roll down for a bit? I think that would be a fun thing to include. And so I did that, and, like, on the one hand, rolling down a hill is really fun. So doing that part, was awesome. And then I looked at the footage and it was dog shit. Like, not the funny kind of dog shit, but like, oh god, looking at this is going to give me motion sickness kind of thing. Have I ever mentioned I don't know very much about cinematography? I kinda learned a couple of things real fast. I had to. And so I was like, okay, well, that's not very good. I should just do one more take and see if that looks any better. And then hopefully it will, otherwise I might just give up. And so I go and, like, basically go to the bottom of the hill, far away from everyone, little bit perilously close to like a river, and so I was kind of worried about like, oh shit, if I like trip or something, I don't want my phone to like get thrown into the river. I need that. That's my machine. That's my creature. And so that didn't end up happening, which was good. But, you know, I was on, at this point, take 3. I had been running around in fairly deep snow. I had also run up and downhill multiple times. I had, like, a mask on, and I had a scarf over that, and I was wearing very heavy winter clothing, on a day where it wasn't super cold. And I've got breathing problems. I've got asthma. So, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna sound really haggard. And then I realized, wait, I'm gonna sound really haggard. That's fucking hilarious. And so, the sounds of me just, like, exasperated breathing in that, I saw a lot of people being like, oh god, she sounds horrible, is she okay? I need you to know, the audio was a mix of A, the fact that I was on my 3rd take and have asthma, and B, the fact that I was trying very hard not to laugh, because in my head I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be so goddamn funny. And I was right! And I was fucking right! And therein came the next problem, where I was like, oh, well, everything seems great now. That's awesome. This is perfect. I'm gonna call it a wrap. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna very slowly walk all the way back uphill and trudge my way back home, and then I'm gonna see if then I'm gonna, like, take the video, I'm gonna send it to Scorpy, everything's gonna be A-okay. I get home, I'm exhausted, you know, I pet my cat, I give her her medicine and stuff. I sit down at my computer, I plug the phone in, I'm like, okay, time to get the video file. It has somehow split itself into 2 videos. And, like, a chunk of footage is just gone. And I'm like, what the fuck? Holy shit. This is bad. And I'm already home. I'm not fucking going out again. And at this point, I'm just kind of like, fuck. And so I sent it to Scorpy, and I'm like, look, I don't know what happened. I don't know a thing about video editing. I don't have any video editing software. But for whatever goddamn reason, this just split itself up into 2 videos. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. You can, like, splice this back together if you want. You can, like, put just, like, fucking a black screen between the scenes. You can just play the 2 videos separately at different times. I don't know. It's your show. I trust you. I hope this is good enough. And he was just like, yeah, this is great, thanks. And then I saw it air, and it was great. It did work out. So I suppose that last final problem was less of a problem and more of just, the universe testing me, I suppose. Man, surprising amount of work went into what I just assumed was like, yeah, this is a low-effort idea, but it's a funny idea, and I only have the energy for low effort right now. It, ended up not being so low effort after all, I suppose. Though, I wouldn't hold it against anyone for, assuming that, because that was certainly the intention. Did they air separate? Yeah, there was like a... I mean, to be fair, part 2 was literally only like 30 seconds long. And so that was like split up and like played, a little bit later, sort of as like a breather between other acts. Man, though, what a great fucking show last night. So much good stuff. Seeing, like, all the different, like, VJ sets and, like, music sets that folks had put on, I don't know, it makes me want to try doing something like that at some point. Which is something that, I've been wanting to get back into for a while. Like, I haven't really fucked with music since, like, high school and, like, a little bit of stuff, like, on my own time, in college. But man, it was fun when I did it. And so I want to try doing it again. That's sort of my resolution for, this year. And so I'm keeping my sort of, like, you know, self-expectations very small. And so I'm not like, oh, I need to be able to do X and Y thing by the end of the year or else it's a failure. My mindset is just, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make little things and fool around and figure things out. Basically. I want to try just making more stuff, this year, and, like, I want to try making some different-ish stuff. Like, you know, I still want to do, like, streams and stuff, and I still want to, you know, help friends with, like, making videos and things. And I still want to do, like, voice work. Like, I want to try going more, like, I want to try going harder into, like, getting voice work, this year. But, like, I also want to try doing some, like, you know, some more different stuff. I want to try doing a bit more writing, even if it is just, like, a hobby for myself. I want to try doing a bit of music. This has to be crossed out. I always feel a little bit bad whenever I get, like, really into a conversation whenever I'm doing one of these Picross streams, because I feel like a lot of that time I just end up, like, moving my cursor around on the screen and not really doing any actual Picross stuff, because it's like, oh yeah, it turns out it's hard to, like, think out and hold a conversation while also trying to do a logic puzzle, huh? I hope no one's, like, too upset about that, but also, like, if you are, I don't know, you fucking try it and see how goddamn smart you are, you know? Also, I have no idea what this is shaping up to look like. At least right now, it looks kind of like a funny bug. Like, this bit here is like its proboscis. This is like antennae. This is like the butt end of it. This is like it's the ground. I guess we'll see when it's done. That's why I don't like playing Picross to be like, oh, I'm gonna try and, like, solve this puzzle based on, like, what it's shaping up to look like. It's like, that's no fun. I like looking at the numbers. So sometimes I don't know what the fuck it's making. There we go. No, that's a 1. What am I doing? There we go. Let's see. Oh, it's a flower. Cute. African daisy. There we go. That's that line. I also had kind of a realization last night when I was, like, a little bit delirious from being tired because it was, like, 1 in the morning, and I had also, like, finished doing a fucking workout, like, what, 15 minutes before New Year's rolled around. And so I was in a very brain-addled by fatigue sort of way, just kind of like, man, yeah, life is beautiful, making stuff is great, I'm excited to try making stuff this year, and had the realization of, like, oh, you know, maybe trying to make music would be, like, weird and hard, because it's not something that I'm, like, super, like, familiar with, I suppose. And then I realized, wow, I have, like, a lot of friends, that like, make music, huh? Like, I know a lot of people, who are super, super talented when it comes to that, and I was just kind of like, oh man, yeah, I have, like, a lot of people I could just, like, talk to about this, huh? That's awesome. And then I got all excited because I was like, oh yeah, I remember that my friends are, like, really fucking talented, huh? You truly love to hear it. My other goal for 2022 is to be the hype woman for all the cool shit my friends do. I saw some, like, complete dogshit, sentiment the other day, and I'm not gonna name any names, who's that?
Picross. Oh yeah. Also, I'm cat-sitting a cat named Tubes and she's perfect.
Tubes! Oh. That's a really good name for a cat. Enjoy cat sitting, and thank you for the tip, sis. But I saw some just, like, complete dog shit, sentiment, and, like, I'm not gonna name any specific names, just because I think that's a lousy thing to do, but it was something along the lines of, like, talking about, you know, a group of friends and creatives that I'm in, and just, like, arbitrarily singling out one person in it and being like, oh yeah, this is, like, the worst member, this is, like, the weakest member, and it's like, man, why the fuck are you like that? And, like, you know, in general, that's, like, a weird, shitty thing to say, but, like, even then, like, this specific instance, like, they were just straight up fucking wrong, because, like, all of the things that we've made together, like, would not have been as, like, good as they are without that person, like, being a part of that, and it's like, what is your problem? How dare you? And so I just kind of had the realization of, like, man, the shit that my friends make is fucking great. Like, I know a lot of people that are, like, super goddamn talented, and I just want to hype them up this year, you know? Which one of us is Goblin tier? Oh, it's gotta be Jason, you know? Fucking Jason. Everyone knows that. It's like, I don't know, I see, like, people out there, sometimes, online, who, like, I don't see it a lot, granted, but I see it in some circles, people just being like, oh yeah, you gotta stay on that, like, that grind mindset, and you're competing with, like, everyone you know, and it's like, that sounds fucking horrible. Why would I want to do that? I know a ton of folks who are out there, like, doing really cool things, and it's awesome, and I want to celebrate that, and, like, that doesn't somehow make the things that I want to do, like, less valuable or anything, you know? It's just weird. It's weird. Bad and rude is ranking other people in their groups. Cool and good is thinking about what kind of cool robot animal you would summon to pilot if you were in a story where that happens. See? You get it. You get it, Mint. You get it. I don't know. I feel especially resentful of, mindsets like that, just because, like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be anywhere near the person that I am, or, like, you know, have any of the skills what I do have, if it weren't for my friends, you know? Like, in the sense that, like, they've helped me along the way, and in the sense that, like, you know, they've encouraged me. They've shown my shit off to other people. They've helped me practice stuff. I don't know. Caring about people's great. Caring about people and the things they can do is great. I'm gonna drink orange juice now. Thanks, Crab Nebula, for the 3 months.
Holly Picross, yippee.
Yippee!
Thank you for the cool streams and thank you for getting me to play Xif. Been having a blast.
Hey, hell yeah! Glad to hear you've been enjoying it. Thank you for the kind words and the support. I appreciate it. And thank you.
1 year.
Sus Housewives of Among Us. Every time I see that fucking name, it takes me out. But thank you very much for the resub. I appreciate it. God, I don't know why I didn't immediately get rid of that fucking Among Us scene after I did my Christmas Carol stream, but I'm glad I didn't. It's so fucking funny. It's much more versatile than I had realized. Also very important, not everything we do has to be cool. We get to be boring and cheesy and stupid. Things don't have to be cool in order to be meaningful. Yeah, I mean, I feel like cool is very much a subjective thing. Like, what is cool to one person might not be their definition of cool. Like, to some person, something cool might mean, oh yeah, like making something super stylish, that, like, reaches to, like, a lot of people and they really enjoy it or something. And, like, to me, something cool is, like, I make it and I look at it and I think, oh yeah, I liked making this. And that can range from, like, you know, writing a thing to working on a video to, like, I don't know, going to the park and looking at a tree, talking about a bird I saw. That's cool. You know? Although I guess at this point I was kind of splitting hairs, and what you were saying is completely not at all attached to that, and was more just like, you know, it's good to make things that you like rather than just what, you know, other people would like sort of thing, and like, yeah. I think it's great to be earnest and make things that you care about. I think that's super important. And it doesn't even have to be, like, something that you, like, make for, like, an audience or whatever. Like, you could just, like... I don't know, you could just write something and be like, man, I liked writing this. I'm really happy with this. And then never show it to anyone. I do that a lot. It's fun. It's cool to make stuff for yourself. This would be a 1. This would have to be a 1 as well. Cross this out. Actually, no, because that could be 3 on the 1 here. This has to be our 1. Oh shit, Radioactive Tempest. Enjoy your new skull. This is one of those things that feels like it's super fucking obvious when you say it out loud, but like, man, caring about stuff is fucking awesome, isn't it? This be a 1 or a 2? This has got to be a 1. Thank you, Asterisk Inc., for that 12-month resub. Appreciate it. What else? What else? Oh, this has got to be our 5 down here, huh? As a socially anxious, autistic little kid, talking with people online did wonders for you. I feel like I had the opposite experience, where, I, like, went online, at a youngish age, and, like, you know, this was... I've told this story before, and it's really funny in retrospect, so I don't mind telling it, but, I feel like I had the opposite experience, where, like, I went on the fucking official Ubisoft forums, because I wanted to talk about Rayman, and had someone yell at me because I was double posting in a thread, and I was like, this is the worst moment of my life. I'm so scared. I'm gonna get sent to jail. I'm gonna cry. My life is over. And, like, it's genuinely taken me years to, like, try and move past that sort of, like, weird ingrained fear because of that one that one encounter I had as a child. Which is, you know, it's that's how brains are sometimes, but, like, at the very least I can have a laugh about it. I don't know enough about brains to know if that's, like, the incident, what started it, or if my brain was just, like, predisposed towards, like, anxious behavior, as it were. But, it is funny, definitely, being able to look back on it and just be like, that son of a bitch, Rayman, he did this to me! You fucker! If this was a 2, and then I had the 1 here, let's see, I need to have... No, that wouldn't work, so this has to be... this, and this. Right? Yeah. This is a 2 as well, which means this 2 would go here. There's no 3 here. This would have to go here. Which means this is a 2. Still suffer from that, because remember you were leveling Dark Knight in 14 and you found yourself over-apologizing because you forgot to turn on tank stance. Yeah, I definitely get that. There's always that fear in, like, MMOs and multiplayer games where it's like, oh, if I'm not somehow playing my role in the video game perfectly, everyone on my team is going to hate me. And, like, I definitely get that. It's why sometimes I just don't want to play with random people and I'll just wait till friends are online. But also, for what it's worth, I feel like a lot of people in FF14 specifically are, like, generally pretty understanding. Like, I can count the number of bad experiences I've had, like, on the back of my hand, basically. Not had very many. I feel like I've had like the opposite experience of that. Like, I had a run in one of the new dungeons from Endwalker with yeah, but basically you can just tell people, hey, it's my first time here, or like, hey, I'm new to this job, and like, they're gonna be understanding. Because like, everyone's gotta start somewhere. And more often than not, if someone is acting like a huge shithead, the rest of the party is just gonna go, man, you're horrible to play with. We're gonna kick you out of the party. Which I've also seen happen, is someone was just being like a huge shithead, like, oh my god, I can't believe you're playing like this, you're bad, uninstall! And then everyone was just like, bro, you need to log off, you're out. Which was very funny. Thank you, Simpleton, for the 18 months, I appreciate it. But yeah, I had an encounter in, like, one of the new dungeons where, like, the tank was trying to do big pulls, and, like, all of us were kind of under-geared for it, and so we, like, struggled, and we wiped, like, right near the end. And the healer was, like, being really hard on himself, and he was like, man, I'm sorry, I couldn't keep you alive, but, like, what do you want me to do? I only have so many buttons, there's only so much I can do. And everyone was like, hey, it's okay, like, this is the new healer job, you're still figuring it out. And it went from a moment that could have been like, oh no, this might, like, explode into something really bad, into just, like, I don't know, everyone was just like, hey, no, it's okay, you're doing pretty good, actually. And we just, like, sat and talked for a while, which was nice, and the tank was like... The tank was also like, I mean, I could have maybe also used some more cooldowns. And then, like, after the dungeon was over, I had this, like, really nice conversation with that healer, who's apparently been, like, playing MMOs for, like, years, and has been, like, a healer main in a ton of different games, and so we just talked about that for a while, and that was cool. That's the kind of stuff that I like about MMOs, is moments like that. Thank you, Rob the Reaver, for the resub.
17 months here in the new year.
Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Did they ever play MapleStory? I don't know. But yeah, sort of like oblique conversation about... Is oblique the right word? This sort of conversation about, like, you know, like, communities and kindness and stuff like that. I see it mentioned a couple times that, like, you know, my community and, like, the communities and, like, a lot of my friends' streams and stuff are, like, very, like open and, like, welcoming and stuff like that, which, I'm glad about that. It's something that was, like, very important to me, when I, like, started doing, like, streaming, in earnest, was I wanted to have, like, you know, I'm trying to think of exactly how to describe it, but it was basically I wanted to try and cultivate the sort of, like, online community, that I wished I had when I was big into, like, you know, watching streams and stuff years ago, sort of thing. Like, when I was much bigger into, like, spending a lot of time in, like, online chat rooms and forums and the like, I wanted to try and make the sort of community that I would have wanted to have then, you know? And that's not to say, like, oh, all done, we did it, pack in our bags, and all that, but, like, because, you know, moderation and community management and stuff is, like, it never ends until you say, we're done, and you shut it down. But, I don't know, I like to think that we do an okay job at the very least, and it makes me happy that people seem to agree. Only started watching your streams since last September, but this is the first place I feel cool chatting, and oh! I'm glad to hear that. Hell yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll go here. I've also had, a couple people say, like, damn, you've had, like, some really frank and earnest, talks about, like, you know, gender and sexuality, and have, like, given some really good advice that, like, helped me figure some things out, and I'm just like, I think the right word to use would be, like, flattered or honored or something, because it's like, I don't know. I'm basically just giving the sort of advice that I wish I had had years ago. And if that's, like, resonating with people and people are having less of a weird, awful time, like, figuring out that sort of stuff about themselves, then, like, hey, maybe I've done my part then. Let's see, this has got to be a 1. Hey, Sandwich! Giving a gift sub out to Anomalous Fox. Hell yeah! Toontown made you discover you liked being called a he and you'll never forget that? Hell yeah.
Hello, Holly Habe Nuja.
Hi! Thank you, Friendly Local Redacted, for that 14-month resub. I appreciate it. I don't know if I ever had, any exact experiences like that, per se, but I think... I want to say that playing, like, a Pokemon game, and, like, accidentally picking, like, a girl at the start and being like, oh, no, that's weird, I'm not a girl, and then just thinking, like, oh, huh, this is nice, actually. I don't think that means anything. I suppose that's a similar moment, isn't it? This would go here, this would go here. So we have what here? 6, so we cross this out. So this is our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This could still be the 9, or this could be 8. Which means this would have to be crossed out. Which means this has to go here, which means this is our 9. Okay. Forgive me, I'm shifting into Picross mode. I'm having the moment where I'm breathing in all the numbers and it all makes sense to me.
Happy New Year 2012.
Hey, thank you so much, Wesley. And thank you for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. This goes here about... Here's a 2. This is wrong somewhere. Ah, because this was meant to be a 2. I think we might have to reset. Though I could also finish these and then just see what's not fitting. So it's not every line that's wrong. Looks like it's just a couple. Like we have 2... This is supposed to be 2, 2, 1, 1, and we have 2 and 3. That's wrong. This goes here. This line's wrong. This line's wrong. And this line's wrong.
NNNM19.
Thank you, Mus Musculus, for the 19-month resub. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. This would go hereabouts, presumably. Let's just cross some of these a ways out and see what all the hubbub is. This would be a 2 then. This is our 1 and our 1. This would have to be 3, so this would be our 1. 5, this is a 2 then. Which means cross these out. 1, 2, 1, 1. And then we have a bunch of other lines that would be wrong then. So we get rid of these. Here's a 2. This goes here. 3. This could be really anything. Okay. 2, 1, and then 1. 5. Oh, but that wouldn't work at all. I'm just gonna reset this. We restart. Probably easier than trying to work backwards infinitely. Sometimes you just have to restart. Oh god, I do that like very often. Like, I'll get to a point where I just have like 2 mistakes or something, and I'll just go, well, I could spend some time just trying to figure this out, or I could just simply restart it and then do a whole new Picross all over again. I get to do more Picross. That sounds fine to me. Okay. We have 5. 5. There we go. Forgive me for a moment while I just focus on the numbers for a little bit. Then I'll get back to saying words of consequence. Okay, so those would be filled in. Here's one. This would have to be a... right? If this was the 2, then yeah, so this is a 1. 2, 3, 5. This would be a 1. This could be a 3. This has to be a 1. This could be a 4. This could be a 3. This has to be a 1. Which means our 3 has to go here. And this is 2. This is done here. We could do 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, or 1 space 1, 2, space 1, space 1. Why are there burning eels on the screen? Because every time I play Picross, people demand the eels. And so I figured I might as well just give it to them. They've earned that much, I suppose. I do 2 here. There's no room for the 1, so this would have to go here. Okay, so this is... No, this is a 2, this is a 2. This is also a 2. This could be 2 and 1 here. This could also be a 2, we're really not sure. But this has got to be a 1. For certain. Okay. This can't be anything. This has to be R2, which means this goes here. This has to be filled in, right? Right? So we have 6, then it could go 7, 8, or 7 or 8, so this would have to be filled in. So this is R1. There we go. 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Our 5 would go here, and our 2 would go here, and our 5 would go here, and that line's all done. This line is also done. I can cross it out. Get rid of you. Yeah, I see a couple folks talking about, like, gender-locked stuff in video games, and, like, I think the only instance of that I really care about is if it's like, oh, okay, here's a video game, and this character, this NPC is, like, explicitly gay, or explicitly a lesbian, or explicitly a straight person, and so you can only, you know, go on their romance arc if you are of the, like, you know, the correct gender or what have you. Like, I think that can lead to some interesting stuff, but, like, other than that, it's just kind of like, why? Why, though? Why, though? Do we really need to make it so that, this one bit of clothing can only be worn by, like, a girl? And do we really need to make it so that even if you do wear it as, like, not a girl, they make a weird fucking comment about it? Like... Come on. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but it's like, come on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go. Yeah, I do appreciate, Animal Crossing, at least, like, New Horizons, like, not doing that anymore. Like, it was, like, a step in the right direction in New Leaf, but but it was very much like, oh, huh, well, I certainly won't judge if you're one of those dudes who wants to be weird and wear a dress. It's fine by me, I guess. And it was like, I appreciate the spirit, but really? And then I'm pretty sure, at least in New Horizons, like they just let you fucking do it. Like they don't like say nothing about it. It's just, oh yeah, you can just do it, whatever. Let's see. We have to do 1, 1, 2, 2, or 2, 2, 1, 1 here. Okay. Two, 1, 1. This would go here. This goes hereabouts. We've got a 2. But you know, I can groan and grumble about like specific things in specific games, and like, you know, there's value to that. It's important to like talk about stuff that doesn't quite get it right, as much as it is important to talk about stuff that, you know, also is doing the work. But also, I do just really appreciate the fact that like things in games along those lines are like way fucking better than they were a couple of years ago, huh? That's nice at the very least, isn't it? There's still work to be done, and people are still putting in the work, but also, sometimes you look back, and it's kind of like, man, we have come a long way, huh? Helps to put things in perspective, I suppose. I think this is filled in. This is a 2, this is a 2. This goes here.
Bro, gender is so fucking dumb, I just want to shoot a beam. It's that easy. It's that simple. What's not clicking?
Yeah, this would have to be A1, but I'm not sure which one. Okay. If this was a 1... 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 1. Or we could do 1, 2, 3, and this would be filled in. There we go. This is gonna be a hell of a segue, but speaking of beams, I've been thinking about tabletop again lately. I've got the fucking itch. I've got the urge. I don't know when I'm gonna have the time or the energy, but like, goddamn, I do want to do a tabletop thing at some time soon. And speaking of sweeping beam, fuck, a bunch of friends of mine lately have been getting into Slay the Spire, and it makes me want to get back into it too. Slay the Spire's fucking great. I'm just really bad at card games. I remember, there was this one time my sister came over to visit, and she brought this, like, it was like a physical deck builder sort of game, and, like, I was really bad at it, complete dog shit, but man, it was so much fun. I'm gonna have to ask her what that was, because I want to look more into that again at some point. Card games is fun. Where's table bottom? This is gonna blow your mind a little bit, but if you go under the table and then look up at it, the answer may surprise you. I need a fucking drink. Hang on a sec. I feel like the one, like, sort of, card builder thing that, like, really did click with me was, Dicey Dungeons, and even then, that's, like, not super, deck-based, unless you're, like, playing as the Jester specifically, but man, Dicey Dungeons is good. There was, like, this huge, community effort to put out, like a holiday-themed mod, and it was, like... It got, like, a big fucking shout-out from Terry Kavanagh. Which was really cool. And, like, they added, like, a bunch of, like, custom, abilities and custom enemies, and, like, straight up a new character, like, where you can just, like, play as Lady Luck, but as a dice. And, if I'm remembering right, Terry Kavanagh, was, like, seeing a bunch of people, like, talk about, like, putting this thing together, and he was like, wow, yeah, that's fucking cool. What if I expanded the mod tools so that you had an easier time making, this stuff, and could also make more stuff? And which is just kind of like, man, you kind of love to see that, don't you? Like, going above and beyond, not just like, hey, I'm gonna shout out this, like, giant, like, mod that y'all are working on, but, like, also I'm gonna make it easier for you to do it. I don't know the dude personally, I've never talked to him, and I'm probably too shy to ever be like, hey, I liked your stuff, but, dude seems really cool. He does this, like... At least I'm pretty sure it's Terry Kavanagh, I gotta make sure I'm getting this right. Yes it is. He does this, like, blog, occasionally? Like, I don't know if he, like, actually does it weekly, but it says it's, like, a weekly thing that he does, where he will, like, look on, like, itch and stuff, and find, like, cool games that are free and, like, shout them out and write about them, and, like... I like reading about that, that's really cool. Yeah, mod support for game is fucking awesome. I went on a bit of a ramble about that earlier today, on Twitter, because of the fucking god-awful, letter from the CEO of Square Enix, going off about how, oh, well, there's simply no, like, good incentive for people to, like, want to make stuff, to like, support a game on its own merits, and that's why we're specifically revolutionizing the industry, using blockchain technology to offer people company script, for our mods that we're going to profit off of, and it's like, man, come on now. I didn't think it was possible for someone to be that out of touch, but literally every goddamn word in that, like, letter is just like, wow. Wow. And then, like, on the other hand, you've got, like, I guess case fucking A is the Dicey Dungeons thing that I literally just talked about, and that's, like, really fucking cool. I don't know, modding stuff is just, I think it's really cool. I like it a lot when, developers of a game, I don't know, or like, hey, thanks for, like, enjoying the thing that we made, we really appreciate your sort of, like, creativity and interest. What if we, like, give you the means and the tools to sort of, like, I don't know, practice and express that in this space, you know? Like, that's awesome. And, like, you can say what you will about Valve as a company, and because, like, goddamn, there sure is a lot you can and should say. But, that's something that I've always thought they were really good at, was, like, you know, not only, like, encouraging, like, you know, modding for, like, their games, like, fucking, a lot of their games were, like, got their start because of mods of other games. Semi-related, but the Solar Ash devs patched a bug speedrunners were using, but let you hold down a button to re-enable the bug. Oh, that's fucking great. I love that. That's awesome. Anyways, like not only that, like about like, you know, making like starting their business off of mods and encouraging people to do mods in their game, but like or games plural, but like stuff like the Steam Workshop for like TF2 and Dota and stuff is like, people are able to like, you know, contribute things for these games that they're passionate about, and like they're able to make like actual money off of it. They're able to like pay fucking bills because of that, and that's great. That's awesome. Can't believe Kickstarter's doing crypto bullshit. Yeah, they sure fucking did that, didn't they? There are like so many fucking platforms crawling out of the woodwork, like, oh, this is the future, this is revolutionary, this is going to change everything, and it's like, you spend any amount of time like reading into like the actual tech, and it's like, oh, so this doesn't accomplish anything that we weren't already able to do. And like, it does it in an even less efficient way. Yeah, fucking Mozilla made a tweet about that. That made me miserable. It's just like, you've invented a solution to a problem that doesn't exist, and it causes even more problems. And everyone's treating it like, not even everyone, that's not fair to say. It's literally just like fucking CEOs that see that like, oh, people are gonna like fall for this because it sounds complicated and high-tech. See this and they're like, oh man, we could make a ton of money doing this, awesome! And it's just, it's fucking ghoulish, you know? Just, come on. Come on. I think another part that always gets me is when, like, you get a bunch of people that are like, oh yeah, this is really important for, like, decentralization. Don't you love that idea? Isn't that important to you? And it's like, come on, you know this shit is literally gonna be running off of, like, a fucking Amazon server or whatever. That's already a problem, is that, like, everything is fucking centralized on, like, Amazon AWS and shit. That's, like, the opposite of decentralization. Come on, now! It's not decentralization, it's just privatization. Yep, more or less, it's certainly what it sounds like, isn't it? Man, what a mess. The only blockchain gaming I want to hear about is the Daigo parry. God, it was also, speaking of fucking fighting games, it was so funny seeing that, like, oh, here's our blockchain fighting game that we're working on, where you can use your NFTs as characters in this, and, like, they showed off, like, footage for it, and it was literally just like, oh, okay, we like, took some fucking assets off the Unity store, and, like, crudely got some models to rig up to that. Like, literally all just, like, prefab, asset store shit. Like, if it wasn't already even more obvious that, like, this shit is all just, like, a mess and a scam. And, like, yeah, Mugen fucking exists! Anyways, this is the guy that breaks nuts for a living. Don't get on his bad side, he'll fucking get you. Sir Bottom Surgery? If that's your frame of reference for bottom surgery, I think you might be entitled to, like, legal compensation. Like, I think that's a malpractice suit. You can sue. Get help! You out, you go here. This is a 1. I need a drink. The Green Lantern roller coaster that crushes your balls. The what? The what? I'm sorry, the what? I'm gonna need a little more elaboration there. The what? Hey, Echo here! Thank you for the 2-month resub!
So happy New Year. I hope you have the most wonderful 2021 smile.
Oh, thank you so much. It's, you know, maybe a little early to say, but, I don't know. I got the feeling 2019's gonna be a real good year, you know? You went on that coaster before it started hurting people's balls?! What? Is it just like... Is it just designed badly? Like the G-forces cause like fucking nut pain? Great. I don't keep up a lot with like theme park and amusement park stuff. It's like not really my my ball game, as it were. Like, I've ridden a couple roller coasters and I had a lot of fun with them, but like there's only really one, basically, theme park, as it were, in Quebec, and that's La Ronde. And so it's like the one option, and so I go there like sometimes. It's like a much bigger thing in the States, so I don't really keep up super much with it, but I got a bunch of friends that are like really into checking in on that stuff.
Green Lantern's light, I can sign your cock and balls to oblivion.
In brightest day, in darkest night, your balls will not escape my bite! The ultimate bailiff whack his pee-pee. Galactic bailiff whack his pee-pee. What was I even fucking talking about? La Ronde is the park they moved it to when they disassembled. What? Is it? Is it actually? Oh my god. I am like nowhere fucking near the park, so I can't just like casually go there to like scope it out, but god damn. God damn. I wish I could. I am in dangerous proximity of the Ball Crush ride! Isn't rebuilt yet, but someday... Oh no, I figured it's not like fully rebuilt or nothing, but like I could maybe go and see like the guts of it. I could see the corpse of it. I could go and see the like the hallowed remnants of Marvel's Dick Smasher. Wait, no, Green Lantern is DC, isn't it? Fuck. Joke ruined. Abort! Abort! In the same way they're gonna be aborting those balls, I guess. What the fuck was I even talking about before this? Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember. So, like, theme park stuff is, like... I need to calm down a little bit. Theme park stuff is, like, not super my, like, sphere of knowledge, as it were. But I got a bunch of friends that are, like... like, really into that stuff. Like, they keep up with, like, you know, news about them. And, things like that. Yet, no, Skringus Pingus, I did not mean sphere in that way. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Okay, Testicle Spectacle is really good. Great fucking work, Echo. Hey, Duke! We are talking about ball annihilation, I guess, because this is what this stream has turned into. Anyways, what on God's green earth am I trying to say? So, like, I've got a lot of friends that, like, keep up with, like, theme park related stuff, and, I don't know, it's fun hearing their take on it because they know more about me. More about it than me, rather. But, like... Man, also the horror stories about theme parks are, like, fucking juicy, aren't they? And I don't mean, like, the, oh, 3 million people were killed here kind of horror stories. It's just gruesome. But I mean, like... I don't know. Hearing about, like, some of the bonkers shit that goes on, like, behind the scenes and, like, in that sort of way. Man, that's fun. Action Park is a name that I've seen, like, floated around a couple of times. I'm gonna have to look into that later. I'm literally typing it out right now so I don't forget. We'll give that a look later. I think I saw some friends talking about that last night, just because, like, there was an Action Park bit on one of the fucking one of the fucking VJ sets during the New Year's show. I'm pretty sure that was Action Park that came up. I literally know nothing about Action Park, like, literally nothing. Not a single thing. But as soon as I saw that on screen and I saw people, like, losing their minds, like, oh my god, that's Action Park, woo! I was just kind of like...
Oh, I gotta look into this, don't I?
I've also seen a bunch of people talk about Defunct Land, the YouTube series Defunct Land. I have, like, not watched any of that, so I know nothing about that, but I reckon folks probably like that if they talk about it as much as they do. Maybe I should scope that at some point. I mostly use YouTube to just, like, I don't know, watch videos about cooking and gardening. So a lot of folks will talk about, like, oh man, did you, like, see this? Did you hear about this? And I'm just like, I don't know what that is. I remember, I think it was the other day in, oh shit, Bakichin! Thank you for that sub, I appreciate that. I'm the only person that uses YouTube correctly? Thank you. The other day, I was looking in, the group chat, what we have for the Clown House folks, and it was, I don't remember who it was, it's not important, but someone was like, talking about how, like, what's their name? Bomber guy, had, like, tweeted in response to something, and people were like, oh, that's cool, and I was just looking at it like, I don't remember who that is. Oops. Every time I say that I live under a rock, I don't mean that lightly. Thank you, Diaphine, for the 20 months.
Valentine's Day.
Yippee! It's the first Valentine's Day of 2022. Yeah, it was funny, like, having a moment of just like, wait, what have I heard this name of before? And, like, you know, a lot of people probably know Bomber guy from, like, his, like, video essays and stuff. The thing that I remembered him from was, oh yeah, he did that Donkey Kong stream, didn't he? He did that Donkey Kong stream, didn't he? Oh man, I just glanced over at my phone because I saw I got a notification. My good friend Duke has apparently been sending me info about Action Park, so I am, like, rubbing my little hands together, eager to dive into that after stream. That's exciting. I didn't really have any sort of, like, big plans for after stream today. I was gonna, like, make a dinner, probably try and do a bit of writing, and then probably just wind down for the day, but, I guess I now know what winding down entails, and it's Action Park, baby! Talking about the best slide ever. When you see the picture, you'll know. Oh, okay, I have to look now. I have to look now. I have to look right now. What the fuck? What am I writing? I'm putting together a, like, hang on. I'm putting together a list of, like, games that I, like, really enjoyed in 2021. And I want to write a little bit about that. Anyways, hang on. I gotta show this fucking picture that Duke sent me because... What the fuck? Allegedly, when they put a test dummy through that water slide, its head came off. Awesome! The park had 0 licensed engineers! Holy shit. I can't believe they were just able to do this. I also need you all to know that when Duke sent me that image, he also sent me a bit of text that was like, oh yeah, people who kept riding this ride reported like really severe nosebleeds, and he also sent a nice big heart when he did. Oh, Action Park, I am excited to know you. Can we get some hearts in the chat for the nightmare?
There are two good documentaries on Action Park, one by Defunctland and HBO Max.
Good to know. I don't think I got any access to HBO Max because that's an American thing, as far as I know, and like a lot of the streaming services are super limited in Canada. But I suppose I can check out the Defunctland one because that's just on YouTube. I'll have to give that a look at some point. Thank you for the bits. That was 1,000 bits. And the Action Park info. I do appreciate that. Yeah, again, I've not, like, seen any Defunctland stuff, but I know a lot of folks really enjoy their videos, so, I mean, they must be doing something right, you know? It's probably worth a look. Here's a 3, here's a 4... This is number 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. Adore the Defunctland says the most buck-wild lines with the most deadpan delivery of all time. Yeah, there's something to be said for, like, having a really, really deadpan delivery. It works, like, astoundingly fucking well. It's something I've never been particularly good at, because as I'm sure you've probably all been able to guess if you've watched any of my streams ever, my voice is pretty emotive, and I have kind of a hard time keeping that under reins. Unless I get, like, very, very much, like, into character or into the mindset of it. But man, I have such a strong appreciation for, a really good deadpan delivery. I'm thinking about, okay, I can't say that one because that's a Final Fantasy XIV spoiler for Endwalker. But I can say this one because it's all just, like, public information, about the game. When I was playing, with some friends and, like, guildmates the other night, we were doing some of the, extreme trials. And we were talking about, you know, the one of the main villains of the new expansion, Fandaniel, and how in Garlemald they have the Tower of Zot, and my friend Jay, bless his fucking heart, great dude, one of the funniest fucking dudes in the world, in my opinion, like, hands down, has a very sort of, like, monotone, deadpan voice a lot of the time. Just talking about Fandaniel and just goes,
Oh, is that the dude who zodded off in the Talafaroy Tower?
and I felt like my lungs were gonna collapse. What's Zotted mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's a joke about how the tower is called the Tower of Zot. Jay is the same person who, like, when I, like, logged on again for the first time in fucking, like, a year or two, it was just like,
Oh wait, Holly, you're online. I have something to show you.
and he just, like, teleported over to my location, fucking ran over to me at full speed, and then when I was paying attention, he just went,
Oh, game fucking sucks. I go to bed.
And summoned a giant flying bed mount and then flew away. Oh, wait, yeah, Zod isn't the one in Garlemald, it's the other one. Whatever. The joke is that there is a tower named Zod. And Fandaniel is in it at one point. God, Jay fucking rules. There's another really funny fucking thing he said, but it is like a massive spoiler for Endwalker, so I cannot say it. I hope I remember what the joke was in what, 5 to 6 months? About 13 it in a tweet. Yeah, I guess I could. I guess I could do that, couldn't I? I don't know. I would feel weird doing that if it, like... It wasn't my joke, you know? Like, if I'm just talking about it off the cuff or whatever, like, on a stream, then, like, I'm making it explicitly clear this is a thing my friend did, but, like, I don't know. I always feel weird about, like, making a tweet that's just like, hey, here's wholesale, like, a thing that my friend said, and then, like, getting all the, like... the quote-unquote credit for it, I suppose. Even if I, like, do make it explicitly clear in a tweet, yeah, I didn't come up with this, a lot of people don't pay attention to that. As evidenced by the fucking Gordon Freeman Miku binder thing. Where people still to this day go, oh yeah, what did Holly mean by this? That was such a weird and funny thing that you said, and it's just like...
I didn't come up with that. That wasn't me. That was... It was literally Sophie and Duke.
God. You know, even though in the moment I made that very explicitly clear, and that was the context behind it, was I'm pretty sure it was like, they raided my stream once, and that was like what their raid message was. And then I, like, jokingly sang it in the fucking Ninja Turtles theme or something along those lines. And then, like, that got clipped, and then people just assumed, oh, yeah, that's just the thing that Holly said and came up with. And it's like...
No. No. Come on now.
That's why I always feel a bit weird about doing that kind of thing, because it's like, even if you go out of your way to give as much, like, context and credit as you goddamn can, there's always just gonna be people that, like, pay it no mind, and so it's like... I don't know. It just sits kind of weird with me, you know?
Holland, where the windmills grind your balls into balls flour. 2022 year of balls.
I don't think you're supposed to get the balls anywhere near that! No. No. Finally able to watch Best Streamer, what have you missed? Well, one, I appreciate the compliment. Two, it's been a lot of talk about balls today, I guess. Regrettably. I say that like I've had any power over it. I certainly didn't do anything to stop it. It's the year of the tiger soon, so balls are all allowed? I don't know enough about tigers to debate that, so I suppose you're right. I'm gonna defer to your judgment. I always do find it a little bit funny when, like, you know, like the Western world, I suppose, New Year rolls around and everyone's like, oh, happy year of the whatever now, and like, it's like, no, the Chinese New Year hasn't happened yet. It's different. Here's a 6. This has got to be 7 this way. 7, 1, 2. This is a bomb. I'm calling it now. It's gonna fucking explode. So look out. I guess a blowfish is kind of like nature's bomb, if you think about it. But I'm gonna not think about it. In case the logic doesn't hold up at all. And I'm gonna live in ignorance. Man, fish are cool though. You ever just think about how cool it is underwater? When I was younger, I'm trying to remember if this was spurned on by, like, really liking The Little Mermaid as a kid, or if this was just, like, child brain being child brain, but at some point when I was doing, like, regular swim lessons to you know, like, have a thing to do every weekend for, like, exercise, and also work towards, like, lifeguard certification and stuff, at one point, I was like, man, this swimming stuff is easy. I could totally just breathe underwater. I'm convinced. Holly, the ocean is terrifying. Life is terrifying. The world is terrifying. It's still fucking awesome. I think bears are really scary, and they're still one of my favorite animals. Anyways, I was like, oh, this is totally easy. I could totally do this. Holly Subnautica when? Probably never, just because I do admittedly have, like, a really severe phobia of drowning, and I feel like that game would very much exacerbate that. So, nope. Not happening. Anyhow, I was just like, oh yeah, I could totally breathe underwater. I have this power. It's really easy. Why has literally no one ever thought to do this before? It's so simple. And my entire thought process was, well, you know, when you're underwater and you hold your breath, you have that, like, big bubble of air that's in your mouth? What if you kept just, like, very slowly breathing that out and in? Then you would just have the air forever. You just breathe a bit of it in so you need it, you breathe a bit of it back out, then you breathe it back in. It's so simple. Why has no one ever thought of this? And I was... yeah, just breathe the air twice! Just breathe out and breathe it back in again. It's that easy. I was just like, why has no one ever thought to do this? This is a genius. I'm gonna change the world. Did it work? No. Every time I tried to make it work, I would just, like, go underwater and just be like, oh shit, I'm gonna do this. And then, like, you know, understandably, like, that's not how the respiratory system works. So eventually my body just goes, oh god, we need to surface ASAP immediately. And so I come up and I'm just like, my thought process isn't, oh, well that didn't work, clearly this is a bunk idea. My genius child brain idea is, oh, well clearly I'm just doing this wrong somehow. I need to figure out how to do it right. And then I'll change the world. This is how Holly gained her fear of drowning. No, I gained my fear of drowning by, like, actually almost drowning once, while doing something stupid to impress a girl. Always practice proper safety when out there in the open waters. Was she at least impressed? No. But also we were literally dating at the time, so it didn't really matter, you know? Hang on, I got an itch in my ankle. There we go. There we go. I don't talk about it too much, but I do think that bit is like, at least a little funny in retrospect. That's so fucking reasonable. Also, I'm glad you're alive, by the way. Thank you. I'm glad I am, too. I reckon being alive is pretty goddamn cool. All things considered. One, two, three, this one go here. Did you tune in to the end of the doc story? Yep! It's okay. You don't need to apologize. You didn't make that doc awful, and it also wasn't your fault. It's also really funny in retrospect, so... This will go here. What's this one gonna be? What if the guy who built the dock was in the chat? I don't think he would be, but if he was, I would simply ban him. Forever. He lives in the woods without service or purpose! Great! I bet he'd get along great with the Action Park staff. He makes bear carvings? Okay, I've changed my mind. I think the dude rules, actually. That was the fastest 180 I've ever had about my opinion of a dude. There we go. If this... No, this has to be our one here. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 4 o'clock, huh? I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go for. I wasn't expecting to stream for very long today, and I've already gone, like, what? Oh, it's only been, like, 2-ish hours. I guess I started late. Man, time flies when you're doing Picross, huh? Oh, this totally is a dolphin. I saw a couple people say, oh, it's gonna be a dolphin, and I was just like, nah, you're out of your depth, come on now. And now I'm looking at it and just realizing, like, wait, that totally is a dolphin, I'm trolling. I'm trolling, god damn it.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny Kirby, for the 15-month resub. Happy New Year to you too, hope you're doing well. God, fucking Brady, has gotten me into the habit of, like, every time I do something, like, unintentionally that's, like, wrong or causes a problem, I just go like, oh my god, I'm trolling. Because he kept saying that, like, when we were doing stuff in FF14, and, like, he would, like, mess up a mechanic slightly. He'd just be like, oh my god, I'm trolling! And no, I can't stop doing it! It's Dolphin. Mira going, by the way, I was hacking at the end of, like, matches of things is, like, very different, but very similar type of energy. It's really good. The idea of just going, like, by the way, I was hacking at the end of, like, a dog shit match that you absolutely lost is really funny. Yeah, Astro Cassette. The Picross S games have, like, really good sound design, and this one in particular I find has had like really good background music. I'm really happy with it. Oh shit, Yogurt Fluff! Enjoy your new skull! I gotta look into the like, the tech, what you can set up to have like things automatically happen on an overlay through OBS when like, people redeem channel points. Hey, Corvi Raptor, enjoy your new skull! Because I like the idea of just, like, a fucking pop-up happening. With, like, a skull in it, and then, like, a horrible laugh just going... Should we approve all the skulls? God damn it, I keep forgetting that's the way that has to work, is that you have to approve the skulls. I mean, goddamn, if you're willing to sift through it, go right ahead and flip the skull switch. I keep forgetting that's how Twitch works, is you have to technically approve them. I should get a skull emote. Why don't I have a... I can't believe this. Every time I think, like, oh man, I should come up with, like, a new emote, or I should come up with, like, a thing to tell Duke to commission for an emote. Every time I think of that, I can never come up with, like, a fucking idea. How have I not thought of just a fucking skull? It's that easy. What's wrong with me? I really am trolling. I really am trolling. Myself. I saw someone mention, in reference to, Skull Pop-Up, that's how the game, Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor starts. That's another game I want to check out. I heard a lot of good stuff about it. Like, I own it, so it's just a matter of, well, going, okay, well, I want to play this now, which, you know, ain't that just the way, but, I've been meaning to play it for years, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, so, it's one of your biggest inspirations? Oh, shit, okay, well, knowing that, now I'm even more excited to look at it. Given the cool shit I've seen you make, now I'm just kind of like,
Oh, fuck, okay. I see. Maybe it gets bumped up on the priority list, then.
God, there are so many video games. That's the end of the sentence, but also, there are so many video games that I want to check out. Part of the, like, list of games what I'm writing about, for 2021 includes a section of, like, hey, here's the shit that I didn't play, but I want to soon. And so it's got stuff like, Disco Elysium on there, and, Paradise Killer, and, of course, now that I'm in the moment trying to remember them, I'm struggling to remember the specific ones, but like, goddamn, there were so many. Ultra Kill, that was another one. God, Ultra Kill looks awesome, doesn't it? You would think that, like, for a game like that, the sort of like, oh, it's like a quote-unquote, like, boomer shooter sort of thing, that, like, you would think that would attract, like, kind of a weird, awful crowd. Then it's like, the other day, I was looking at Twitter, and I saw that like the Overkill or Ultra Kill rather, I keep calling it Overkill by accident. The Ultra Kill community was like hosting a massive charity marathon to raise money for like an LGBT organization, and like the devs themselves were like, yeah, this is awesome, we're gonna boost this. I don't know, that's the good shit. You love to see it. I didn't have the chance to watch the stream itself, but I heard it was good, so hell yeah. They raised like a couple of $1,000s, which is like, you love to see that too. It's always nice when like something like that comes out and it's like, oh god, I've got some unfortunate, scary preconceived notions about like what the people behind this might be like, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm completely wrong about that. That's awesome. You love to see that. Sometimes it's fucking awesome to be wrong. There we go. The main reason why I haven't played Ultra Kill yet is just because like it's an early access title, and oh wait, no, this, hang on, this has to be connected. This is the 5. There we go. I don't usually like playing early access games myself, just because like I prefer waiting until it's like, you know, done. Well, quote-unquote done, you know, as much as any video game nowadays can really be considered that. But I prefer waiting until it's like, you know, in the 1.0 stage, because I find when it's like very much like in development like that, it's very easy for me to like burn myself out in like the early stages of the game, and then like once they put like even more time and energy into it, I just don't have it in me to play more of it, you know? Want to get this game? It's called Death's Door. About those lines, you play as a crow. I played Death's Door, and it's fucking phenomenal. It is a really, really good action game. I very highly recommend it. I like streamed through that entire thing and did like a 100% run. It was great. Definitely feel that when you played Starbound. Yeah, I can see that happening for Starbound. That Terraria didn't even release as like an early access thing, but like with how much they kept like updating and adding more things to it, it was very much like after a certain point I was just like, man, it's cool that they're adding more stuff and it looks awesome. I don't really want to play through this game again though. It's always a bit of a shame because it's like, you know, they clearly poured like a lot of time and energy and love into it and made something that looks really cool. But I've had my fill. I've had my time with it. It was a great time. I don't really want to go back to it. Sort of thing. Also, shit, I completely forgot to shout this out because I was just busy rambling, but thank you, Jane Inferno, for the 19-month resub. I really appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. Only game you want to replay is Spiritfarer? God, I want to go back to Spiritfarer so bad. I mentioned that the other night on stream, but the devs for Spiritfarer like reached out to me like last month. I guess technically now last month because now it's January. And asked like if I wanted like early access to like their like complete edition sort of thing update to like stream, and it was like I did not have the time or the energy to be able to do that at all. And so I felt really bad about having to be like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. But I don't know, I was just like flabbergasted and kind of honored that they would just be like, hey, by the way, we saw your streams and we really liked them, and we liked that you really liked our game. Would you like to show off some more stuff for it? And I was just kind of like, thank you, I can't, but it means a lot to me. Nice of them, but I'm looking forward to it coming out all now. I'm pretty sure it is all out now. I'm pretty sure they've done the farewell update. Like, all the stuff they were planning on like adding post-release is added now. it's all there, I think. I still have to decide if I want to stream the new stuff. I think I might. It also might be nice to just sort of like keep as a for myself on my own time thing. Glass turf.
Hi Holly and chat.
Hi.
Happy New Year to everyone. Also, 15 months of Holly. That's pretty cool. I think Holly Jones BB Holly Jones love Holly Jones triumph.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. This has got to be fucking blocked off because we don't have a 5 here. So we got... Right? Yeah, this would have to be 2 and 1. There we go. God, literally every time I've had a dev like reach out to me. What? Fuck, that scared me.
Happy New Year, Holly. Here's to a good 2022.
Thank you so much, Danny. That's really generous of you. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you very much. I've got to calm my nerves now. Anytime I've had, like, you know, a dev reach out to me because they were like, hey, we liked your streams, or hey, thanks for showing interest, or like, you know, anything along those lines, even if it is like a dev that I do know, like, on some personal level, every time I always get this feeling of just like, oh shucks, little old me, surely you jesting. I don't know, it's just... Hey, Devon! The 13 months!
Holly make me happy. Happy.
Oh.
Happy New Year. Burr, 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 burr. I just like making TTS make noises.
You and me both, brother. Hope you're doing well, dude. I hope 2022 has been treating you well. Hey, if any of y'all haven't heard, 2022 is in fact the year of Devon, so look forward to it. And hey, Glass Turf, giving that gift sub out to Blank OS, thank you very much. That's very generous of you. God, though, I always do, like, streams and, like, writing about games and stuff with the expectation that, like, oh, yeah, the people that, like, actually make this stuff, there's no fucking way in hell they're ever going to see anything, that I am saying about their game. It's never gonna happen. And so I can be as embarrassing as I want and, like, talk about, how much I like this thing in earnest that they made. Thank you, I Am Branch, for 3 months.
Funny noises.
Thank you for the noises and for the resub, I appreciate it. And so I do that, and then every time, it happens where, like, a dev reaches out and they're like, hey, you know, we really appreciated you, like, showing off our game and, like, appreciated all the, like, nice things that you had to say about it. I'm just kind of like, oh, fuck, I'm embarrassed now. Oops. I am facing the consequences of my own actions, but instead of, you know, it being anything sort of, like, severe or worrying, it's like, oh god. The person who made this thing knows that I likes the thing they made. This is mortifying. This is it. This is the end of my career. It's over. Five. Okay, this has got to be the 3 then. Most harrowing experience of your life was being embarrassingly honest about a comic on Twitter, and the writer saw and replied to you, "Yup, that's how it be." Just kind of like, oh, wait. People can fucking see things that you say and put out on the internet, huh? Ah. I remember now. Oh, to be a game dev who makes something that someone would speak embarrassingly about. I mean, god, yeah, ain't that the dream? I mean, I say that, like, oh man, I sure would be great, to, like, work on something someday and, like, people, you know, experience it and engage with it in a way where they're like deeply moved and touched by like the things that you've done, and then I think, wait, no, yeah, people really cared about HLVR, didn't they? They like got super attached to that, and the characters in that and things like that, and just thinking like, oh, huh, yeah, I guess I kind of did help do that in a way already, didn't I? Damn. I hope I can do that again. Really like the short story that I posted on Twitter a while back. Oh, thank you. That's another example of that. It's just like, that's something that was kind of personal that I basically just wrote, like, for me, because I was like, oh yeah, this is like an idea that I have been floating in my head for like fucking years. Might be fun to like put that to paper, and like, hey, maybe I'll be brave and post it this time. And like, a ton of people, were like, I don't know if I can even rightly say a ton of people. Like, it didn't get, like, a massive response. It got, like... although, even then, I suppose a couple hundred people noticing a thing that I wrote is still a lot. That's still a lot of people, isn't it? You know, seeing the thing I wrote, being like, oh my god, this is really good. This is fantastic. I really enjoy this little thing that you wrote. If you ever want to write more, I'd be excited to see more of it. And... I remember very vividly, I just kind of had this moment where, like, my fucking brain shut down. And literally the only coherent thought I could have was, you know that one, like, bit from, TF2, The Scout, where they, like, sentence mix his voice so he's like, I am gonna cry now? It was that. That was the one thought. It was that. But yeah, making things is nice. I don't know, sharing bits of yourself with the world, and seeing like how it touches other folks and stuff like that. Ain't nothing like it in the world, baby. That's part of why I want to try and do more, like, voice work stuff, in the coming years, because, you know, that's a part of that. Voice work is creating as well. Acting is creating. Just because it's not inherently something that's 100% your original idea doesn't mean you're not putting your own sort of, like, not putting yourself into it in some way. God, fucking speaking of which, I got someone I gotta talk to about that, that I've been, very much forgetting to get back to, with regards to some voice work, and so I gotta reach out to them about that sometime soon, because I still think about that and I get very excited about it. I'm being very vague on purpose. But maybe you'll understand, at some point. Back from Tubes time? Good, how is Tubes? Just looking at the screen and smiling serenely. 100 people's like a small theater's worth? Yeah, it's a lot of fucking people! Like, it's easy, like, when you're doing stuff, like, in a purely digital medium to, like, sort of abstract that in the sort of sense of, like, oh, well, like, I don't see all these people in front of me, so even if it is, like, a lot of people, like, talking all at once in, like, this little chat room, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's a lot of people, so I don't get that same sort of sense of, like, stage fright, I suppose. Though I was always pretty good at dealing with stage fright. I would just get, like, really fucking in character, and then I would just kind of be like, well, I'm not me anymore. I'm not me who has anxiety problems. I'm this character in a story, who wouldn't have anxiety problems about being on stage performing, because they're not on stage performing, they're living their life, sort of thing. And, I don't know, that always helped. I guess I kinda also get into that mindset when I do, like, streaming and stuff, but, like, when I do that, like, I'm doing that for myself, which is like, oh, well, you know, I'm playing the role of myself who does these broadcasts and is, like, you know, confident in my abilities to do that. And, you know, even on days where I'm not feeling 100%, I find telling myself that it helps for whatever reason, you know? It's like that whole fake it till you make it thing, but at this point you just gotta think like, well, how much of faking it is it, you know? D&D's incredible for finding the ability to take on roles. God, yeah. Tabletop is a fun way to do, acting with friends on a small scale. God, I miss doing tabletop. It is remarkably difficult to get a small to large group of adults all into the same space all at once for a dedicated block of time to do a thing together. But man, is it a good time. Is that how I'm so good at delivering funny lines completely seriously? I mean, one, I think part of that is just having years of practice, and two, I'd fucking crack myself up all the time when I'm like,
Oh, I got something to say, it's gonna be fucking hilarious, and I just completely botch it because I'm trying not to break out laughing. Like right now! But I appreciate the vote of confidence. What tabletop games do I like to play? In terms of, like, tabletop RPGs, I've largely only ever played, D&D because that's, like, really easy to pick up, and that's what all of my friends who, like and want to DM either want to DM or are good at DMing. I'm not super hot on Dungeons & Dragons specifically as, like, a mechanical system. I think it's fine. But there are, like, other systems I would really rather play. I got to do, like, a very, very tiny bit one time of 13th Age, and I really, really like that system. It is a really cool tabletop system. I looked into Lancer. Yes, I fucking have. I desperately want to play Lancer. Lancer looks so fucking cool. I literally spent, like, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks in, God, it was a couple months ago by this point, where, like, basically all my free time, outside of, like, you know, doing stream stuff and, like, actually just trying to take time to do fucking nothing, because that's important. All of my, like, that free time where I was like, well, I want to try and, like, do something was basically just me going, like, okay, I'm gonna, like, binge read the entire fucking Lancer rulebook. I'm gonna come up with, like, 4 or 5 different characters for campaigns in case I ever get the chance. And this one character I came up with that I really liked, who was, like, an older woman who was, like, a mech jockey, like a real, like, grease monkey, sort of mechanical, knowledge type of person who, like, had an old Lancaster? Lancaster? The Lanny, the horse one that's, like, kind of a support / battlefield control type of mech that you can build in a lot of really interesting ways like that. And also, she just had a, what's the name for the AI sort of things, in Lancer? I've forgotten. But she had one of those, on her mech as well. And there's like a perk you can get. That's an NHP, that was it, thank you. There's, like, one of these perks that you can get, that's like, oh, well, you've sort of, like, you know, developed one yourself and you've let it sort of dive into your own mind, and, like, I wanted to take that on her. And the idea was less that she made it herself and more that, like, it was developed by someone else through, like, possibly illicit or dangerous means, and it was, like, given to her, sort of thing. And then she was like, oh, well, this is weird, I don't really get it. And then I was like, oh, hello, what is the world? I wanna discover it. And she was like, oh, okay, well, this is my fucking child now, and I gotta do everything to protect it because I love it. And that was the sort of thing I wanted to do. But yeah, Lancer looks fucking great. Really cool system. I've talked a couple times, about, a stream idea that I wanted to do, cycle that NHP? No! I will never cycle an NHP! I am immediately made to pay for the consequences of my actions. But I will never do it. I had an idea a little while ago where I wanted to, look into seeing if, like, doing a stream of, like, reading through, the Lancer rulebook and, like, talking about it would be, like, a thing that was okay. But, you know, that would require, like, reaching out to the devs of the system and being like, hey, would it be okay if I, like, do a read-through of your rulebook, like, on a stream for people to, like, watch and peruse? Because, like, you know, that sounds like a thing that, like, some developers might not be cool with if it's, like, you know, their paid product that they're putting out there, and, like, that's completely understandable. And so I don't want to, like, you know, make them upset or anything, especially if I really like their system. And also, I do know for a fact that apparently at least one of the people on the dev team, like, is a fan of some of the stuff I have, like, done and worked on. But also, talking to people is fucking scary, and so I haven't reached out because I'm shy. So maybe someday. If it does end up panning out, I think it would be a fun thing to explore. Because, you know, I like doing streams that are just like, I read. Reading is fun. Talking about stuff is fun. I think that Lancer is a really cool system with a lot of cool ideas, both, like, mechanical and narrative, and it would be a cool thing to share. So that would go there, right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 or 1 space 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that would go there. But yeah, NHPs in Lancer are neat because they're kind of the idea of, like, an artificial intelligence, but, like, the way they spin it is like, no, this thing isn't artificial. This spun off like an actual extra-dimensional computer god. Or something like that. Which is kind of wild. And they do some, like, really cool stuff with that. I don't remember all the exact details. I just remember, when I was going through the, like, the lore part of the rulebook, I was, like, especially fascinated with not NFTs, NHPs, Jesus Christ. Those acronyms are dangerously close. But, like, it like, very much goes into the idea of, like, oh yeah, we took, like, these weird things that, like, exist, basically kind of, like, outside of our perception of reality and what it means to be alive, and, like, they experience, all of time and space simultaneously or something like that, like very sort of, like, esoteric, weird universal perception stuff, to the point where it's like, oh, okay, so you know how, like, you know a lot of times when people are talking about, like, oh, elder gods in, like, a work of fiction, and they're like, oh, well, they look down at us in the same way that, like, we would look down at ants, the implication very much seems to be, like, NHPs in their, like, ideal environment, look down at, like, humanity as we would look at, like, bacteria through a fucking microscope sort of thing. Like, completely detached from, like, the worlds, that we live in sort of thing. And not necessarily in, like, oh, they're, like, all, you know, like, cold and clinical and resentful of, like, anything that isn't them sort of way, but just in a way of, like, oh god, yeah, these things are completely fucking different from, like, how we experience, like, the universe. And that's really cool. And then, like, in-universe, people will, like, take them and sort of, like, basically trap them in, like, computer boxes, and put them in a framework that makes them think like us, basically, so that we can, you know, like, engage with them more easily and, like, work with them. And there's, like, a lot of in-universe talks about, like, whether or not that's, like, ethical, whether or not that's safe. And, like, not only, like, humans in this world have thoughts about that, but, like, the NHPs themselves have thoughts about that. Some of them are like, no, it's fucked up that they're, like, taking us and, like, making us into something that's inherently less than. It's, like, a disgusting removal of, like, everything that makes us us. And then there are some of them that are like, oh, well, actually, it's, like, a really interesting sort of perspective in the way that, like, you know, other lives, like, experience this universe, and it's, like, an interesting chance to, like, do that sort of thing. And, I don't know, I think the way that's handled is, like, really interesting, in the way where it's sort of like, hey, here's this thing that's very weird, and kind of dubious, by the measures of literally everyone involved with it, including the life forms directly involved with it. And also, one of the perks you can take in the game is, oh, you've basically, like, brought one into being, and you've let it, you've shackled it and, like, kept it, like, in this form, but you've also let it, like, dive into your own body, into your own mind, and, like, you know, see into you as well as seeing into the world through, like, the eyes of a person. It's seeing through the eyes of you and, like, stuff like that. And I don't know, I just think it's really interesting. And like, there's another thing you can get for, like, your mechs, where you can get, an NHP that's not through that way as, like, part of your ship, but, and what that basically does is, like, you can let the ship, like, pilot itself sort of thing, while you're doing other things. That's the main mechanical benefit of it. Also, I don't remember if I said this, NHP stands for non-human person, because they're not artificial intelligences, they're not artificial, they are intelligences. They were not made by humans, they were found. By all accounts, by all intents and purposes and measurements, they are life. They are just so vastly different from what, like, the people in this universe understand as life. And so, like, you can have that in your ship, but, if, like, bad stuff is happening to your ship while they're in control, like, they start getting, like, stressed out. And if an NHP, that is shackled, gets stressed out enough, or, like, if enough time goes on without proper maintenance, it's basically able to think its way, out of the box that has been built around it to make it think and act like something that it isn't. And it causes it to suddenly and violently realize what it actually is as it cascades. And basically explodes and distorts reality around it. And that can get kind of scary. And if you specifically have the perk that's like, oh, well, you've, like, made your own and you've gotten super, like, super close to it, and, like, on, like, a really personal level got this really, really close bond to it, what that does is that one specific NHP you have will never cascade, unless you, like, willingly both choose to let it. And even if you do, I think there's something about, like, letting it, like, be able to go back into the box afterwards, because it loves you and trusts you and understands you so much that it is willing to hold on. The flip side of that is that, once you've, like, leveled up the perk to that point, oh yeah, also, because of that, it is able to tell other cascading NHPs to fucking cool it. Whether or not that works is, you know, up to the DM and stuff, but it's something you can actually reasonably do. The flip side of that is that other NHPs out there in the world, specifically ones that are, like, not shackled and that are, like, you know, living as their, like, unheld back selves. Other NHPs will see you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're friends with you, and it also doesn't necessarily mean that they're enemies with you who resent you. All it means is you're no longer above their notice. They are aware of you. And they know you. And that fucking rules, because, like, that doesn't necessarily have any sort of inherent, immediate, like, gameplay mechanical advantage or disadvantage, but, like, from a narrative perspective, that's fucking juicy. That's fucking great. You can do shit with that. And that's the kind of stuff I love about Tabletop. And if I ever do end up being able to play Lancer in, like, a long-term campaign sort of thing, that's something I would want to explore, just because I think that's a really, really fucking cool concept. Adore mechanics exclusively meant to make plot hooks. Yeah, it's fucking great! Another system, which I, like, briefly mentioned earlier, that I think does some cool stuff in that regard, is 13th Age. Where one of the main, like, components of 13th Age as a system is, like, every character you make, as a rule, needs to have one thing about them that is unique. No one else in this world is able to have this thing applied to them. It's just for them. And so that's something that you as a player need to, like, come up with and discuss with the DM, and, like, that doesn't necessarily inherently impart, like, any immediate mechanical advantage, but, like, it means that there is something about your character that is completely unique to them and that can only be explored through that character you're playing. And that's fucking cool. Also, this was a whale. We got a whale. You have to make a special boy. Yeah, but the flip side is that everyone has to, and that's awesome. Informs the setting too. You could say you're the only left-handed person in the world and it becomes true. Yeah, that's another thing that I really like about 13th Age, is that, like, a lot of its mechanics, implicitly and explicitly, like, don't just have the onus on, like, creating the world to be on, the DM or the rulebook. It is very much explicitly like, okay, it is your job as, like, the DM to work with your players to make, this interesting world that, like, everyone wants to, like, play in and explore, and the flip side is that, you know, as a player, it is also on you to help bring that to life. And that fucking rules. It's awesome. It's awesome. It can be hard to be a good DM. Oh god, yeah. Being a DM, sounds really goddamn stressful and hard, and, that's why I've never tried it, because I don't know if it's the type of, like, stressful and hard that I would necessarily find, like, rewarding for me specifically, but, like, I do appreciate that stuff like 13th Age, like, inherently in its mechanics is trying to, like, you know, teach stuff that helps make you, like, a good, effective DM. As well as, you know, being a good, effective player who, like, wants to, like, who, like, other people will want to engage with and, like, build this world with. It's fucking cool. Far too self-conscious to RP. I get that. I definitely understand that. I was like that at first. My advice is that if you start off by doing it with friends you really trust, start off small, but, like, you know, do it in an environment where you know that people aren't going to be shitty to you about it. It helps you build your confidence. It absolutely helps you build your confidence. But again, the problem I mentioned earlier, getting a lot of adults into the same place all at once for a specified period of time. It's hard. It's hard. It's fucking worth it in the end, IMO, but goddamn, it's hard. Always try to give your DMs a bit of juicy material or silly mystery for them to bounce off of with your characters. Yeah, I also really like doing that whenever I make a character. It's like, oh, okay, here's some ideas that I had about them. You can do whatever the hell you want about it. But you know, it only idea. That's always fun.
H stands for Happy New Year.
It sure does. Thank you, Morcord, for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Okay, so the 4 definitely has to go down here, then. But yeah, like, hell, even I talk about how much I want to do tabletop stuff again, but, like, even I know, I don't even know if I have, like, the fucking time or energy to commit to that right now, so it's like... I can keep on musing and longing about it, but, like... I don't think I'd be able to pony up right now just because of how I'm doing in life, what I got on my plate, etc., but... I still miss it. I still miss it. Someday. I saw the topic come up when I was looking at Tumblr the other day, but genuinely one of my favorite types of characters to play. You know, in like a world of like wild wizards and like people making like, you know, super self-indulgent like warlocks and like rogues and people, these like wild backstories and powers and stuff like that. I have a lot of fun just making my characters try and be, like, super grounded in some way. It is fun to play some flavor of regular guy. And, like, to me, that is self-indulgent, so... Awesome, especially when contrasted to other party members. Yeah, it's fun to be the sort of straight man, as it were. You know, even though most examples I've played of that were definitely not straight, but straight man in the theatrical sense, I suppose. It was fun. One of my favorite examples of that was I was playing this character who, like, I did give her, like, interesting sort of backstory stuff to, like, explore and delve into, and she had, like, weird powers that she didn't really understand just because of, like, the weird circumstances of her birth, but, like, those just sort of happened rather than being, like, any sort of thing she could control, and it wasn't really explored super in-depth just because of where we had to stop playing eventually, but, like, the main thing about her character was that she was just, like, she was a bodyguard, she was a bouncer, and she took on jobs to, like, help raise money for the tavern that she built with her, like, her wife. And they had adopted, like, a bunch of kids who had, like, eventually gone off and, like, gone on to do their own thing, and then I liked doing, like, in between sessions and during downtime and stuff, I would, like, try and pen out, like, letters to them and stuff. And she didn't really know how to read or write very well, so I had to have, like, someone else in the party do that for her while she dictated. And so, like, we had the rest of the party with, like, all these sort of, like, dark, mysterious, like, backstories that they were, like, trying to hide and, like, that they were afraid of showing to the party, and, like, I when I say that, I don't mean that in, like, a disparaging way, because, like, it was awesome. The people I was playing with had, like, really, really cool character ideas, and I loved it, and I was I really enjoyed, like, the times that we got to play it and, like, explore those ideas together. And then, meanwhile, my character is just, like, this old, boisterous mom, with, like, a fucking horse-killing sword, who's just like, yeah, this is a lot of fun, this reminds me of one of my kids, you'd love him. And then talking about how she can't go in this one bar because she remembers when she got way too drunk in there once. Horse-killing sword? Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to remember, what the specific sword is called. Thank you, Capit, for the 17-month resub, I appreciate that. Or it's like, it's like a Zan Bateau or something like that. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Or a Zan Mado, rather specifically, because it's a Chinese anti-cavalry weapon, and it's basically just like a giant fucking, like a fairly large sword for like fighting people on horseback, basically. And the literal translation from Chinese is apparently horse-chopping saber, which is why I call it like the horse killer. It was originated during the Han Dynasty and was especially common in Song China from 960 to 1279. It was a cool type of historical sword. And so I was like, what if I just used like a big fucking sword? So go here. Remember one of the really funny defining moments I had with her as a character was that, like, she wasn't, like, she didn't have super high, like, intelligence or charisma or wisdom or anything like that. It was, like, largely, like, strength and constitution. But she knew how to cook, and she was good at woodworking. And so she was good at, like, setting up fires and getting food for people and stuff like that. And he was like, you know, that makes sense because of her time, you know, working with her wife to, like, help out with the tavern. It would make sense that she would be good at stuff like that. And so, there's one point where, like, the party's off, like, doing different things in this one town we're in, and there's, like, a market. And I decide, oh, I think she would go there. It would make sense. She would try and look up some, like, probably some weird food to try and eat, because, hey, this is, like, not local cuisine to her. She would want to check it out. And she goes to this one stall, and there's like a bunch of jars of pickled things. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look at this one jar, and the DM's like, oh, okay. So this label says, then I just go, no. Remember, she can't read very well. She doesn't know what it says. And so she just looks at, like, the person at the stall, and she's like, what's this stuff? And they're just like, oh, it's good. Oh, it's really good. And she's just like, oh, it's really good, huh? Yeah, I'll take it. And then she buys it. And she opens it up, and I think she, like, first opens it, like, when all the parties, like, sat down to, like, camp somewhere, and she opens it up, and it is, like, super pungent, very strongly pickled rat meat. And, like, literally it's like, oh, okay, I open the jar up, and the DM's like, alright, make a constitution check. And I pass. And so I'm like, yeah, this smells pretty strong, it must be good. And so I'm like, hey, does everyone else want to try this? And so, like, some of the braver members of the party come and take some. So someone takes a bite of it, and then the DM's like, alright, you make a constitution check. And, they fail it, and it's just like, the taste of this is so strong and so, like, assaulting to your senses, that you are on the floor, and you are temporarily blinded. Someone straight up passed out. Meanwhile, my character is just like, oh man, this is wild. Fishes out a piece for herself, eats it. I get a critical success on the con save, and the DM is just like, It's a little strong on the tongue at first, but you let it sit for a while, and it's one of the best things you've ever tasted. And I straight up got like a point of inspiration for that. I think the plan for what I wanted to do with it was, if we were ever in like a really dire situation against like a huge enemy, I wanted to like run up to it and just throw the fucking rat meat into its gob like a grenade and just be like, "Oh, my poor sweet dinner, I will miss you." I don't remember if I actually got to do that or not, but it was definitely what I wanted to do at some point. Anyways, what do we got? This is gonna be my final one for the day. I'm gonna wrap up, I think. Oh, it's a hummingbird! That's why I saw people say hummingbird earlier. I get it now. So that's gonna be it, for our Picross stream today. It was fun. It's about 4:38 here in my area. I'm gonna look to see if we've got any fan art. Then I'm gonna wrap up, see if we got anyone to raid. I'm gonna make myself a dinner. And then I'm probably gonna look into a fucking action park. And maybe also Green Lantern's Ballbuster, because that sounds like a funny thing to look up. This is a fun stream. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Let's...
This parrot, they are all... Wait! The Yoshi now begin...
Welcome to Yoshi's Island.
If babe... When it the countdown time... Complete...
I don't know why the color of Yoshi's nose was so fucked up in that. I'm gonna have to look into my settings. I think there might still be like a weird color filter back when I had Picross transparent while I was in queue for FF14. It's maybe that.
Oh gosh, it feels like I haven't been here since last year.
Oh, you!
Thank you, Fenna, for the it was 3 months, right? 2 months, sorry. Thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Check and see if we got any fan art to show off. We've got some from yesterday that I didn't have the chance to show off, so I suppose I can start with that. Let me toss on a bit of music. Go with this. Get our Discord view up. Got this one here from Optic. Very cute. I like the shape of the hair on this one. Very, very holdable rubber duck type of BB. Very cute. Thank you very much. I adore it. This one here from Selly. I hope I'm saying their name right. Apologies if I'm not. You know how it is sometimes. He says, "When you were drawing Holly? A year ago today I shared my first piece of fan art, so here's a little redraw. The second picture's the original. Here's the original. Here's the new one." My goodness, the improvement is very impressive, isn't it? Very pretty. I really like the colors he used in this one. Love this a whole lot. Thank you very much. Also, cute little boots on this. We got some fan art of, my fucking contribution to, to Scorpion's New Year's stream last night. Very good image for when you're running around, in the park because of what you had done said about tomatoes. Fucking great. I would want to put this on like a mug or like a shirt or something. This is real cute. Thank you very much. Turn the music down just a smidge. Got this one here from Amusement Heart. And it's the first official BB of 2022. The first official BB of 2022. And it's very cute. Oh. I really like the sort of like juxtaposition between the like much more realistic like body and wing shape and then just the extreme cartoon triangle beak. It's really good. It's really, really good. Oh, I adore this. Thank you very much. Also, the little blush is very cute. I got this one here from Kuhaya, who says, "Was struggling to come up with an idea for a doodle and then remembered the recent tweets about playing clarinet.
So here's a doodle of Holly playing the instrument, featuring some cool lighting. Ooh, this is really nice. Oh, this is really nice. I haven't played clarinet, like, since fucking high school, but, goddamn, I really liked it then. I miss it. I want to get myself a clarinet again someday, and, learn to play it again, and then, like, get better at it. Man, this is really pretty. The lighting on this. My god. This picture looks very warm, and I love that. Also, you're very good at drawing hands. Hell yeah. I don't know too much about, like, drawing, as it were, but I know a lot of art folks, for whatever reason, struggle with hands. I say for whatever reason, but it's because they're weird spindly organs, let's be honest. God damn, these are real good. God, this is phenomenal. Thank you. I adore this. This is really good. Thank you very much. And thank you, Phaedros, for the 10 months.
Happy New Year. Thank you for the laughs and your wonderful streams. May 2022 be a better year for all of us with many happy new memories. Sparkling heart.
Hell yeah, here's hoping. Thank you very much for the kind message and for the reason. I appreciate it. Let's see if we got any fan art to show off on Twitter. Looks like it's all just responses to the tweets I made earlier, so, nope, just the Discord stuff then. Alright. Thank y'all very much for all the beautiful fan art that we got to see today. It's been a little bit since I had the chance to, like, actually sit down and do a little fan art showcase for a stream, but, even when I don't, I want you to know that I'm always looking, at the fan art channel at the things what folks draw and submit, and I am, like, literally always, fucking blown away by the talent in this community, and it I don't know, it means a lot. That's something you'd share with me in your own little way, so thank you all very much for that. Anyone live that we can raid right now? Let's see. Looking through my list. Ooh, yeah, Rachel's live. Let's go toss some folks on over her way. Professor Rachel, who is a good pal of mine, does some stellar fucking writing work, and is also really into the Souls games. Looks like she's going through Dark Souls 3 right now, so let's chuck, not chokes. Let's chuck folks on over towards that way. I'm going to turn off the music here, because, just a sec, that is going to be it for our stream today. I had a lot of fun sharing a nice little Picross, having some good little chats with folks. I hope all y'all had a good time too. Thank you very much for the support today. All the subs, all the tips, all the bits. Your generosity means a whole hell of a lot to me. So thank you very much. Thank you as well, just as important, you know, for all the folks who shared the stream around today. Anyone who told a friend about it at any point, you know, anyone who took a clip and shared that around. Thank you again for all the wonderful, beautiful fan art we got to see. Thank you to any first-time viewers for stopping on by. Always wonderful to have you. And thank you all very much for tuning in. You know, whether you were just here for a bit, or you stuck through for the whole stream, whether you just jumped in at the start, or you only made it here at the end, whether you're a new viewer, you're a long-time viewer, whether you're watching this live, or checking out the VOD, it's always wonderful to have you here. So thanks for taking time out of your busy day to spend it here with us. making sure I get the URL right for our raid. We're going to be raiding Professor Rachel. If you're sticking around for the raid, I hope you have a wonderful time over at her stream. She's a wonderful, wonderful person and a wonderful streamer both. And I hope you enjoy, and I hope you show her, the same respect that you've shown me tonight. Or today, rather. I suppose it's not really tonight yet. I might be live again, tomorrow? Probably tomorrow. I think I'd like to stream again tomorrow. I gotta think about what to stream, though, but I think I'd like to do another broadcast tomorrow. So maybe I'll see you then. Or maybe I'll see you around some other time, but no matter what happens before we head off, I'd just like to say thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking care of the folks around you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope to see you again soon.